Last season on Living by Design.
They go straight in the ear. You don't have to worry about it. But
I've been involved basically with them.
When I got over there, we started our group in a very...
is extremely key because being
I used to think that in order for me to be successful.
So let's just get back a little bit to your story.
his wife let me in. It was early in the morning. And so I went in and
do all the donations that we get and organizes them, and they determine.
To this, Jason, because we have these ladies and you're giving them great advice and service to the streets.
Well, I was in the U.S. Army from 70.
yeah, and so then the second chapter begins with the other son doing all that stuff, and you should go to them about it. And then
Be allowed to ask questions of them, right?
we are going to try. We just want the men to sit up.
Others to come out of their situation because hurt people hurt people.
Dramatic roles, and I love that about you. As a matter of fact, we are here today with another empowering episode of Living by Design. I am your host and your empowermentor, and we are on the campus of the Light of the World Christian Church. And today, within these walls, you will be experiencing the Raising Queens Summit. And soon, we're going to be right back talking to the founder and CEO, Miss Cynthia Newman, who created this amazing event. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, I am back, and I am so happy that you have joined us. I am Kathy Holloway Hill, and as promised, I am sitting here with the beautiful Cynthia Newman, and she is the founder and CEO of the Raising Queens Initiative. And I could not be happier that she is going to talk to us today about this magnificent event that we are going to bless this place with today. Cynthia, how are you doing?
I am fantastic, Kathy. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us here today because you are going to bless so many people with your vision and your spirit, and you're just full of love and joy, and I'm so proud of you. I just couldn't be prouder.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to know you as well and to be on the Living by Design show.
Yes.
And today is going to be fantastic. We poured a lot of love. We say the love is in the details, and hopefully that love shows today, and empowerment as well.
Well, there is no doubt. There is no doubt because I have attended
Yes.
years prior.
Yes.
So I know it is absolutely going to be amazing. So let's just get in and talk about the actual Raising Queens Initiative.
Yes.
Now, I know this is something that has been in existence for how many years?
4 years now.
Oh, okay, so we're in our
Yes.
4th year.
We are celebrating the 4th year. I like to say we're still toddlers, you know. We're learning a lot, we're growing, but certainly we've made strides in empowering the Indianapolis community and beyond.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is absolutely what we need because we know there's so much violence and just toxic attitudes in our community. So this is what we need to empower our young girls, empower our women, empower our grandmothers.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of grandmothers out there who are still raising their queens.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, no, let's just talk more about your vision. What actually caused you to want to design and create this initiative? Because it's awesome.
Well, first of all, I really do give God all the credit, all the honor and praise because, you know, the vision really didn't come from me. It came from Him, but it came through my life circumstances. And
Absolutely.
so Raising Queens, the initiative, as well as the summit, began just as I was a little girl, believe it or not. You know how you have these visions when you're a child?
Yes.
And you think of all these things you're going to do. I could always see myself empowering people. I didn't know who I was talking to or how it manifest. But just through the life circumstances, watching my mother handle her personal issues as she was raising her 5 daughters, of which I'm the youngest, I ultimately wrote a book called Raising Queens.
Wow.
I did, and that was in 2010. And as a result of that, and talking with my pastor at the time, we just, put it out there that I needed to do a conference for women and girls. And what that conference would be about was learning the lessons and teaching the lessons that I learned from my mother. Because often, we look at ourselves as individuals and we don't think how our efforts impact other people. How I deal with money, how I deal with men, how I deal with motherhood. If you're a mom and you have a daughter, your daughter is watching how you handle your life situations.
Right.
And so in that came the Raising Queens Summit, because I wanted to teach women, how to be leaders on their own, how to have self-esteem, how to present yourself publicly. These were all the things that a 5-year-old girl was watching her mother do. And from that empowerment statement that my mother made as she lived her life is really where the summit came from.
Wow. That is an amazing story, because you're right. A lot of people look at their life experiences and life circumstances to pull them down.
Yes.
But you use yours to actually give you and provide the vision to help other people. That's exactly what we try to talk about here on the Living by Design show.
Isn't that what Living by Design
Yes,
is,
that's
though, right?
exactly what Living by Design is all about. It's
Yes.
designing your life and helping you design the lives of others. Now, Cynthia, you're just involved in so many things. I mean, you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner, and you just do so many things. So I know the Raising Queens initiative is just that, an initiative. So what else is under the umbrella of Raising Queens?
Awesome. Well, first of all, there is the summit, which happens annually. That's our major push to have women, as I say, women and girls spend the day working on you. And I do want to say that the summit is actually for girls ages 9 and up and all women. So we have women from 18 to 70 still getting empowered. And so that generally happens, in fact, you can count on it, every 4th Saturday in August here in Indianapolis. But during the year, we sponsor workshops for women. And some of those workshops might include, how to plan your dream.
Yes.
So we do vision casting and dream boarding. I do a wife class periodically, which you and I have talked about. I'm going to be doing some more of those, where I help women learn how to be an empowered wife, but learn how to be the wife who has a marriage that lasts. So we do wife classes. This year we did something called the Issues Conference, where we just sat around and talked about the issues, because we can have intelligent discussions, but then we talked about how we create solutions. We even did something called the Digital Makeover, which was really fun. And the Digital Makeover allowed you to learn how to digitally lose that weight that you've been trying to lose, and really to put your best foot forward.
Nice.
Because every queen has to have a wonderful digital image, and so we taught the ladies how to do that. So we're doing workshops during the year. In addition, we do workshops for girls. So periodically I've gone and partnered with Girl Scouts to do etiquette classes. I've gone in the churches and the schools. In fact, every year I go to Fishers Junior High School and do a segment in their GEMS program. And so all year we are empowering women and girls to be what God created them to be. And then lastly, I write, or not lastly, probably one of many other things, but I do write my blog called Life by Design.
Love it.
That's our sister partner.
Love it, sister.
Yes,
Love it.
called Life by Design, which generally comes out every Wednesday morning. And it's a little bit of inspiration midweek to get you through your week and moving on to your destination.
And I have to say, I read it religiously.
Oh, thank you.
You can also get to it from your website.
You can.
Yes.
You can. Our website for Raising Queens is raising-queens.com.
Okay.
But you can also access the blog site directly. It is lifebydesign.typepad.com. So Typepad is the domain site, and you can get directly to lifebydesign.typepad.com. And it's a free publication, so if you want it in your inbox, you just got to access one of those sources and let me know.
And that information is on your screen, so I encourage you to please subscribe to that. Now, if they go to your website, can they put their email in and subscribe, and then it just comes to them automatically?
They can do that as well.
That's great.
Absolutely. We'll add them to the distribution list, and every Wednesday morning, there we are.
That's all. I have seen it, so it has really helped me. It uplifts me, and it really makes a massive difference in my life. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have a lot more for you about the Raising Queens Summit that's going to be in this beautiful establishment today. So don't go away. Stay tuned.
Coming up next, Living by Design visits the IBE Summer Celebration.
Well, we're working on some legislation that will effectively allow non-for-profits and NGOs to pair up with the government to provide resources to teach financial literacy. That's important. We look at the community, we look at the amounts of debt that we amassed throughout the years. If we could get those same stakeholders to partner up with the banking community, I think we could teach financial literacy. The objective isn't to make folks hedge fund managers or sovereign wealth fund managers. It's to teach them basic principles to live by.
It means a lot to me because I lost my father simply because he did not get checked or screened early enough in his battle. It's important that men get tested because it very well could take a life. I'm passionate about the movement for prostate cancer, for the cure, not just the fight for the cure, but the battle of getting men tested. My name is Maisha Williams. I'm the daughter of Reverend Charles Williams. That men might live, please get tested for prostate cancer.
I want you to talk to our viewers and tell everyone about your new book.
Oh my goodness, Schmingling, the art of being well connected through blatant self-promotion.
Nice.
And what I love to do is share with people the art of being visible, getting credibility, and getting celebrity, especially for speakers, trainers, authors, pastors, people who need to build their credibility before they start working in order to get the money, to get the customers, to get the clients.
Right.
You need to build your credibility. And
right.
I show people how to do that.
And I love that. Now, the word schmingling, how did you come up with schmingling?
Schmoozing and mingling is schmingling.
Oh, got it. I love that. How'd you come up with it?
Well, I was thinking, what's a great title for my book, or what's a great title for what I do? And I love to schmooze, and I love to mingle.
So, Miss Vicki, talk to our viewers about your not-for-profit organization.
Not-for-profit organization is Our Senior Citizens Connect. And we love seniors. That is my passion, is loving my seniors, making sure they stay engaged, making sure they're able to stay at home. And most times just a little help will do that. A lot of people tend to forget about our seniors as they get older, but I believe seniors rock. And so if it wasn't for the seniors, a lot of us wouldn't be where we are. So now we have to come along and help them.
I am just really thrilled to have the opportunity to talk to the sister of one of our massive community leaders. Now, let me just ask you, Kathy, what are some of the other things that are going on in our community that continues to keep Reverend Williams' legacy going?
Well, there's a couple of things. There's the park being named after him. That's over off of Sutherland, where the old Expo office used to be. The Parks Department has been gracious enough to do that in honor of his memory. And then we have a prostate cancer walk. We're trying to revive that. That'll happen in September. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So we're holding that walk that he started right before he died and trying to revive that. This is the second year. So very excited about that and trying to get people excited and registered, and they can go online. It's called That Men Might Live. That's named after his book that he wrote. And it's the Reverend Charles Williams Prostate Cancer Run Walk.
Now, I know you are such a major force in our community. What are some of the things that you're involved in right now? What are some of the things that you're working on?
Well, we're working on some legislation that will effectively allow non-for-profits and NGOs to pair up with the government to provide resources to teach financial literacy. That's important. We look at the community, we look at the amounts of debt that we amassed throughout the years. If we could get those same stakeholders to partner up with the banking community, I think we could teach financial literacy. The objective isn't to make folks hedge fund managers or sovereign wealth fund managers. It's to teach them basic principles to live by.
I love that. That's what Living by Design is all about. It's about teaching people how to live their life by design.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly, because there are too many people, I got caught up in it, who they go down a path because someone else wanted them to do that.
Hello.
And we don't define and design ourselves or our lives.
Right.
And when we can do that, and then we have community leaders like you who can help, it makes such a difference, right?
Well, thank you. I mean, I think it's a part of the work. It's not about going to Congress, being called congressman. It's about impacting legislation, working with Republicans as well to bring back resources for our community.
Coming up on Living by Design.
And then we also had a workshop for the ladies. Minister LaKanya Dudley Dunn from Dallas, Texas, talking about a change of heart. And she talked about you got to have passion is what fuels your power. And
boo-boo, I got a husband. See you later. Hello? I'm just saying, women, that we have to begin to take it for what it is. It may simply be a compliment. And we've got to know within ourselves that that's what it is. So if you're going to change your own life, if you're going to own your own life, my submission to you today is that...
Stephanie, you look like $1 million.
Thank you. I won the lottery.
So you can shop anywhere. Why household furniture?
Before I won the lottery, I was working 2 jobs, and they financed me, and they really understood my situation. So why would I go anywhere else?
So here at Household Furniture, everybody's a winner.
Yeah.
At Household Furniture, get comfort, quality, and style at monthly payments you can afford. Ask about our in-store financing and cash discounts.
Don't make the rental mistake. Come on to Household Furniture.
One of the things that I love about Indiana Wesleyan is that they are really good at creating a model where the left out can be included. Because what happens is that so many adults give up on education because they have so many responsibilities. They're raising children, they're trying to hold a job down. But Indiana Wesleyan has been a pioneer in making something happen for that kind of student.
The person on your left and the person on your right is your sister, right? So as each other's sisters, we have to support each other. So
you gonna go change again because of what somebody else said? Are you happy with yourself? So then you should never feel the need to change because of what a guy said.
You cannot change what you will not confront. Okay? So if you're not talking about it, if you're not thinking about it, if someone else is not making you aware of it, chances are you're going to stay the same.
Able to release their voice, the book is going around the world. And so because they're releasing their voice, and there's people who are reading it, who are being encouraged and empowered. Y'all see how this is working? So it's not just about, it's not, I know that's right.
We are back, and oh my goodness, has this been an amazing day or what? I don't know about you, but I have gotten so much out of this day, just the power and the anointing and the spirituality that has inhabited these walls. Ooh, Cynthia, what do you think?
I am walking on cloud 9.
I know you are.
You know, one thing I wanted to make sure I did is I knew it'd be so powerful. I wanted to be in the session.
Yes.
I didn't want to run around. I wanted to be empowered myself, and I've gotten that.
Yes, absolutely. I think everyone has received that already today. Let's just recap a little bit of what has occurred today, because there has just been so much, just a lot to keep up with. So the keynote speaker.
Yes.
Now, how did you meet the keynote speaker, and where does she live?
Well,
Where's she from?
Mrs. Tamika Whitaker and I share a life coach because, again, I need to be empowered too.
Yes.
Even though I give a lot, I invest in myself to make sure that I can continue to move forward.
Which we're going to talk about in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so we share a life coach, Dr. Preston T. Adams. I'm sure he'll be happy that I gave him a shout out.
Yes.
A friend and pastor here in the city. And so we are kindred spirits. And so just in having lunch and knowing that God wanted me to do something where we could talk about your authentic identity, being who you truly are, living the way he designed you to be, getting comfortable with yourself. I found Tamiko just through social media, so to speak, and our connection with Dr. Adams, and so she joined us today as our life coach.
Wow, that sounds really great. As a matter of fact, let's take just a little peek at Tamiko right now.
1 Peter 2:9 says, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood." In other words, you have officially been given queen status. You're not working towards queen status. You're already in the queen status. And what you're going to have to do is what the theme is now, take ownership. How do I take ownership of what I already have? You're going to have to embrace it. So that means that you don't have to earn it, you own it. But you have to be able to look in the mirror and see what is it that makes you feel like you are valued, you're worthy, you're worth it, you're somebody. So if that means that you're going to be the only one in the classroom whose hair is different, so be it. Because guess what? It's probably someone else there who wants to be like you or who has that same thought, but nobody has been bold enough to come out of the norm to step into the unknown to be authentic. But I'm glad today that that's what we are here to do today, to own our authenticity. Some of us, we don't embrace our identity because things have happened to us. That because things have happened to us, we don't want to be who we are. We don't want to be that young girl who grew up. Well, I'm telling you today, I want you to take back your identity. This is the way God created you. This is who he said that you're going to be. This is who he needs you to be. So whatever happened in the past that has caused that to be tainted, I want today for you to agree that I'm going to take ownership of my identity because I'm the one who needs to come forward. There was a stronger voice on the inside of me that far outweighed the ability to communicate through words. There was an inner voice that says, listen, there's need of you. There's purpose in you. There's power in you. One day you'll be standing in Light of the World speaking to the raising queens. It was a voice that was so loud that it overcame everything that tried to hinder me from being here. So now I stand here speaking to you, conquering day by day the stuttering issue. You would not have been able to tell anyone when I was that age that I was standing on a mic in front of people being a keynote. They would not have believed you. No, not that one. She can't even formulate a sentence properly. And for many of you, people have spoken things over you, said what you would not be, what you could not do. And I'm telling you, I'm standing here as living proof that what God has for you is for you. But don't ever allow anybody to silence your voice, because you, my girl, you have something to say. So you own your life, you own your identity, you own your voice, you own your destiny, because it's a gift to you as a queen.
Well, I tell you, it has just been a powerful day. All the speakers did an amazing job, and the girls, let's recap a little bit about the girls.
Sure. So here's some of the things that happened today. Tamika was our keynote speaker, talking about uncovering your authentic identity.
Right.
And then we also had a workshop for the ladies. Minister LaKanya Dudley Dunn from Dallas, Texas, talking about a change of heart. And she talked about you got to have passion is what fuels your power. And
boo-boo, I got a husband. See you later. Hello? I'm just saying, women, that we have to begin to take it for what it is. It may simply be a compliment. And we've got to know within ourselves that that's what it is. So if you're going to change your own life, if you're going to own your own life, my submission to you today is that it begins with you. God bless you, women of God.
That was dynamic. In addition, we had a wonderful segment, actually for the girls and the women, called Ask a King and Ask a Prince. And so we got down and dirty with the men and for the girls, the boys, to find out, what it is, what a man's looking for in a woman, in a way that says, what's a queen to you? And so the men really helped us build our self-esteem. The boys helped the girls build their self-esteem. We had classes, life coaches for the girls. In fact, Girl Scouts came in today and they worked with our junior girls ages 9 to 12, and then we had life coach Rhonda Davy Williams work with our senior girls ages 13 to 17. And then this afternoon we had a day full of mentoring. We also had your friend and mine, Simply Anita, working with our girls as well. So it's been a wonderful day. We've closed the day with high tea and fashion. And of course, we've talked about, we have lots of fundamentals and core values that we want to teach our ladies.
Yes, and let's talk about some of those.
Sure. Well, some of those core values, I call them the 7 crown jewels. Yes, and because we want to wear those crowns, right? We want to stand up tall and be who we are. And so we teach self-esteem, leadership, etiquette, wellness, spiritual development, financial management, and education. And so a little piece of our day has gone to each one of those 7 crown jewels to help us, as we say, discover the queen in you.
Wow. Cynthia, you are absolutely an amazing woman of God.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful for you, our community, our nation, our world, our globe.
Yes, ma'am.
It's grateful for you. Now let's talk a little bit about what was the fee? How much did it cost to attend the event today?
Thank you. And thank you for saying that, because, often when you go to get empowered, you think it's free, but I truly believe that you have to invest in yourself.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. And so for a nominal $35 for women,
wow.
And we did something new this year. We did a youth and young adult rate all the way up to age 25, because we want our young professional ladies to still access the information affordably.
Mm-hmm.
It was only $25. But for that amount, if you were a woman or a girl, you got continental breakfast, you got lunch, you got our high tea event, you got a conference bag, you got a beautiful journal, plus all the education and empowerment that went along with the day.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, I have to say,
yes, ma'am.
I'm going to be honest here.
Okay.
We both know with the business we're in, we get a lot of kickback and a lot of,
Thank you for keeping it real.
You already know. Exactly.
I do.
And you all know what I'm talking about. But we get a lot of kickback and we get a lot of complaints. And why does it cost so much? Or why do I have to pay? Let's talk a little bit about, because I don't think people understand that if we don't invest in ourselves, because let me just say this, I'll just say it this way. If you're a dancer, you have to take dance classes.
That's right.
If you're a singer, you have a singing coach.
Sure.
And you have to take singing lessons. If you're an athlete, you have an athletic coach. If you're a bodybuilder, you have to have a fitness coach. Everything that you do in your life, if you want to live by design, you have to have a life coach. You have to be empowered. You have to attend Raising Queens Summit events. You've got to invest in yourself, because if you don't, you're never going to be able to understand how to use your life experiences and your trauma and your drama to help you.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's here for, to help you, not hurt you.
Well, Kathy, I have a couple of things that I live by. One of those is that I believe every person should spend 3% of their income on investing in themselves.
Ooh, I
and
love
I learned that from a friend and mentor in business. And so if you look at your income, you can always tell the people who are self-developing, because it shows in their conversation, in their walk, in their purpose. And so just look at what you make. I mean, you probably spend more than 3% on eating out. And so I try to use that, so I'm not afraid to invest in myself. But I also was reading a success magazine once, which is one of my favorites. And the publisher, Darren Hardy, came up with this solution. He said E versus E. Wealthy people spend their income on education. People who are not wealthy, impoverished people, spend their money on entertainment. And so I've learned that if I'm going to be wealthy, if I'm going to not just be wealthy, financially, but spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, I have to make my education an education cost in any setting that you go to. And so I think the Raising Queen Summit is a fantastic educational opportunity to invest in yourself.
Well, I could not agree more, and you said it perfectly. And Cynthia, this has just been a magnificent day, a magnificent discussion, and I just thank you so much for having the vision and the desire to put this together. So thank you for joining us here on the Living by Design show. You're amazing, and we're going to have you back soon.
Awesome. And I just want to, before I close, thank my team. I couldn't do it without the fantastic ladies that support me, our Raising Queens Board of Directors, as well as everybody who attends and just subscribes to the fact that they want to be empowered. So thank you, everyone, for your participation. And don't forget our social media either. Make sure that we
absolutely. Let's put that. It's on our screen right now. So please visit Cynthia's social media site. She's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. She is everywhere. Please connect with this young lady. We thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Living by Design. It's been a powerful one, and we're going to be back next week with another superb episode. Join us then. Thank you.